kiwi, grapefruit, apple, banana. I'm missing something. Cantaloupe.
Morning, Dad. Have you made any calls or contacted any homes? So, what's the plan? Have you at least contacted community resources or registered for home care assistance? They come to your house, you know. They take all the basic checks, blood pressure, heart rate. Look, I don't know why you are so reluctant to take advantage of these programs. You've been paying into them for years.
Hey, everything's under control as long as she stays in her milieu.
I caught her the other day hacking at her fingernails with the kitchen scissors.
There's nothing that happens here that I don't know about. Who do you think you're talking to?
You fall asleep in your chair. You forget things. She has green fungus on her toenails. She wears 2 pairs of socks and sleeps in flannel pajamas in this blazing summer heat. Jesus H. Christ. With her Wonder Bra and control top circa 1967 underneath it all. Clearly, she doesn't understand temperature or feel it.
You don't know what you're talking about. You never did, and you never will.
You're doing a terrific job, Dad. It's just that no one can do everything that's required around here day in, day out, all on their own. Got a year, tops. You need to get her on a list. You don't need to take it if you're not ready, but at least you've got someplace just in case. Surely you see the wisdom of this line of thought, or are you in denial?
Look, she doesn't like strangers in the house. She won't let me out of her sight. If I go downstairs to do the recycling, I can hear her creeping around up here. Eventually, she makes her way down. Doesn't like the basement though. Ghosts.
No.
She couldn't handle any strangers.
I'm not suggesting that you spring a stranger on her and then go away for the afternoon. You have to get her used to them slowly. Anyway, Hannah'll be up soon. She can make some calls. But hey, look at this place. It's got some great services. Speak of the devil. Did you sleep well?
Like the dead. Can't remember when I felt so well rested. Must be something in the air. Morning, Dad.
Take a look at this place. It's like a 5-star hotel. God knows you can afford it.
That's your inheritance you're talking about.
Oh, we don't care about that. I just want Mom properly cared for.
$5,800 a month?
Yeah, each client is provided with their own personal assistant.
Your benefit package cover that, Dad?
80%.
And it's only a 15-minute drive.
That's highway driving.
But it's worth considering, right, Anna?
Would you rather we checked into the manor for you, Dad? It's 5 minutes away, Louise. I could walk if you had to.
It's a government facility.
Easier on their bank account.
Well, it gets good reviews, but you can check out any place you like. Your mother's not ready to go anywhere just yet. She could go on like this for years.
That is not the nature of the disease. It's progressive.
You need a plan. Neither of you have a doctor. You need to get Mom registered and on a waiting list. It could take, what, 2 or more years? So what's the plan?
Well, we didn't plan on this, that's for sure. This is the last thing your mother would wanted to have happen to her. The very last thing. Oh. We thought all the trials were in the past. That we'd be sitting on the back deck, in the rocking chairs with all the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren scurrying about. Then they'd all grow up, they'd leave, we'd tidy up, we'd go to bed and just not wake up together. This wasn't in the plan.
Plan B.
Eh?
Lou?
Did you not hear anything everything I just said, I can take care of your mother. I've been looking after her since she was 19 years old. This is nothing. I can do it for another couple of years, 5, 10, no problem.
Be practical, Dad.
You know what? Hang on a second, Lou. Dad, you can take care of Mom. All right, but you're going to have to make some changes to the house. Many changes.
And you do need a break every now and then.
What do you mean changes to the house?
Well, to the bathroom, for one thing. I don't know how you get her in and out of that tub with those glass doors.
What if you slip and fall?
It isn't easy.
Well, Mom would know what to do. We should get you one of those help me, I've fallen and can't get up buzzer thingies.
And you're going to have to install handrails inside the tub and around the toilet otherwise.
And you'll have to childproof the house, put all the sharp objects away where she can't reach it, bolt the front door, block the stairwell, and you'll have to get a fire alarm.
It's a lot of work.
I'm not getting a fire alarm.
Pete's sake, why not?
And you're going to have to consider how you'll get around when you can no longer drive.
They make a horrible screeching sound. I just bought that Cadillac. Huh. Where I come from, that means I've arrived. It may not be much to you two, but I plan to drive that beautiful shiny beast up and down Osborne Avenue. Depressing as that now seems, no one there would even know who I am.
Dad.
That's enough. I will not relinquish my car. I'm not feeble, I'm not decrepit, and I can look after your mother. You can't just breeze in here once a year for a few months,
Weeks.
Days.
and start calling the shots. Your mother, we get along really well here. Everything is under control. That's all there is to be said about the subject.
Hey, I want to go.
Here she is, the flower of the underworld. Oh, I love my darling. Well, are you leaving home? Oh, well, finally. No, you haven't had your breakfast yet. Why don't you just sit down and have something to eat, then I'll go with you. Sit down here with your daughters, Louisa and Anna. These are your daughters, Helen, Louisa and Anna. Can you say good morning? Do you remember them? Shall I take your bag, your purse? You don't want that. Yeah, I'll take that. Let's all sit down and have our pills.
What kind of pills?
Well, Aricet and Ibexa, they don't do a damn thing. There we go. One. That's my girl. Here we go. Now, little sips, Helen, little sips. That's the ticket there. Oh,
Mom.
It's okay.
Here we go.
There you are. Oh, it's okay. Oh, good morning, Mom. Did you sleep well?
Morning, Mom.
What?
It's okay. Anna, could you get me some wipes or something? Will
Yeah,
you?
yes. Let's get you cleaned up, seeing as you're not going anywhere, right?
And then we'll do your makeup properly like we do every morning. Isn't that right, Mom? And I've been doing her hair since she got here. Oh, she'd be horrified. Oh, get her makeup bag on the way back too, please. There you go.
I don't know what will I?
Oh, okay. You know what? You will be styled by Chez Henri. He has been watching everything I've been doing, be able to do all this for you when I leave. Isn't that right, Henri?
Well, yes, moi, me, Chez Henri. All the blue-haired dames will be lined up down the street waiting for a turn in Chez Henri's chair. A light trim this morning, Madame Fournier. A perm this afternoon, Madame Beauchamp. Oh, here. Let me fluff this up a bit. Your mother just stuck her tongue out at me. She's like a recalcitrant 2-year-old. Keep it up, Helen. Keep it up. I'm the only thing standing between you and the home. I can already see see my new future stretched out before me like a beacon of hope. I see a light burning ever so brightly in the not so distant future. Your Uncle Will, we thought we'd head up to the Yukon, the great white north, land of the midnight sun.
Perfect. You're both pushing 80, Dad.
I'm sure we can arrange for a nice iceberg for you to float out on.
I should have stayed in the army.
What?
I could have been a career officer. I'm not used to all this.
Oh, you're not used to all this.
I'm not cut out for it.
I don't believe you. I can't believe it. Hey, Mom, don't worry. Hey,
Alright.
you are so beautiful. We're going to make you look like Elizabeth Taylor today. There we go.
It's ha ha, eh, Helen. Ha ha, no boy. The stock response these days.
Oh boy.
If you get one at all.
Oh boy.
Dad, you're upsetting her.
Boy.
Things sure have changed around here.
Are you kidding? Look around. Things haven't changed in 35 years. That macrame plant holder, that's the one I made in the 70s. Same plants too, although somewhat petrified. Like everything else around here.
I'm sorry we don't meet your high standards, Louise May. I'm sorry if we embarrass you.
Oh, there you go again. Why do you always have to degenerate into a little 5-year-old boy, all accusatory and defensive?
I don't always do anything.
I'm just saying you live in this controlled little box. Everything on a rigid time schedule. Heaven forbid dinner's 20 minutes late, or heaven forbid the forks are in the drawer the wrong way round, or heaven forbid that the shower head be moved a quarter of an inch. And you know what? You're always 30 minutes early, and for sure the first person there wherever you go. Do you have any idea how annoying that is? Everybody rushing around here just so we can be 30 minutes earlier than everybody else. Oh, and what would happen if you had 3 squares of chocolate instead of the usual 2?
You'd get fat.
Oh, jeez.
I don't like to keep people waiting. It's my army training, I suppose.
Army training. Oh, fuck, here we go. Army training. It's got nothing to do with your army training and everything to do with your control freakiness. And you know what? You can't do anything until you... Oh, for Christ's sake! Will you get a new radio? This was mine! You wouldn't even let me take it with me when I went.
Wait, that was 30 years ago, Luke.
Army fucking training.
Okay, that's enough.
Oh boy.
She thinks I'm some kind of a tyrant.
You're not Superman, you know. There are some things you can't control.
Don't tug on my cape, Louise.
Oh. If I had it all to do again, I would have stayed in the army. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I don't blame you anymore. You guys were just young. But I have been listening to that mantra my whole life, and I am sick of it. My own father would rather stay in the military to us. Oh, I need a cigarette.
Any questions? Oh, boy.
This is it. It's like a morgue in here.
You've seen it all. You've been here for a few days. Each day repeats itself, just like Groundhog Day.
I'm going out of my mind. All this sitting around. I don't know how you do it. And for weeks, too. I only have a 4-day window before I'm going out of my skin.
Penance.
I beg your pardon?
I think of it as penance and duty. Have a cookie. Oh, I took Mom for a walk the other day. You know, I think she's forgetting how. She was all hunched forward and leaning forward on her toes. Like, I thought she was going to face plant.
Oh my gosh, she's toe walking.
It's a nutmeg. Just a dash. Toe walking, that's a thing.
It means that the Alzheimer's has affected the large muscle neurology in her brain.
Christ.
You know, when a toddler is first beginning to walk and the top part of their body seems to race ahead of them just before they wipe out? It's because they're toe walking.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at this. They've been doing studies on mice, and they say when fed large quantities of apple juice, that it slows the progression of dementia. Oh. Yeah, no, and coconut oil too. There was this guy who couldn't even tie his own shoelaces until his wife started feeding him 4 teaspoons of coconut oil every day.
Okay, he has got her registered with Community Resources, hasn't he?
Nope. He's gonna keep her here until she doesn't know where she is, if then no need for any services.
I don't get it.
Penance and duty. They shower together, you know, just like the old days.
Oh, gross. Oh.
I don't know. Maybe she's going to be better here. I mean, at least for the time being. I mean, no home is going to give her the kind of care and attention she gets from Dad.
Yeah, but it's not forever. He needs to get her registered and on that list, ready to go for when the time comes.
And I am worried that they're going to slip and fall in that tub.
And then it'll be out of their hands. And with no plan B in place, it'll be up to us. I can't believe he doesn't have a plan B. You know, hasn't he hammered it into us all our lives to always have a plan B or C or even D?
Damage control.
Where is she going?
I don't know, you better check. I caught her the other day redoing her makeup with mascara and nail polish.
She did her own nails?
Oh, no. She used the mascara for her eyebrows and painted her cheeks a jaunty rouge with the nail polish.
Oh, man! Okay, no, Mom, what are you doing? Why? No, don't pull down your pants. No, I don't want to see it. No, okay. She's had naps.
Well, get her to the bathroom. Oh, come on. Did she poop her pants again? Look, was she wearing a pad? Oh, she didn't flush it again, did she?
It's okay, Mom. Help me.
It's your turn. You can deal. I'll get some clean clothes.
Oh, man. Okay, it's okay, Mom. No, don't worry about it. Why don't we go over here? Let's go lay down. Let's go lay down. Come on, Mom. Come on. Okay, she's laying down, but do you think she'll...
Listen to this. They tell us that suicide is the greatest act of cowardice. That suicide is wrong when it is quite obvious that there is nothing in the world to which every man has a more unassailable title than to his own life and person. Schopenhauer. It's a collection of philosophical essays on suicide.
Okay, because that's not morbid at all.
Liberalism asserts that a person's life belongs only to them, and no other person has the right to force their own ideals that life must be lived. Rather, only the individual involved can make such a decision, and whatever decision they make should be respected.
And the good Dr. Thomas Zaas, a particular favourite of mine, goes even further, arguing that suicide is the most basic right of all. If freedom is self-ownership, ownership over one's own life and body, then the right to end that life is the most basic of all.
Okay, that's all quite fascinating, Dad.
Okay, but I hope this is nothing more than a little bit of intellectual masturbation, because there's a woman in there who's completely dependent on you.
Oh, don't worry, I wouldn't go anywhere without your mother.
Okay, now Dad, listen, I know that this has been very hard on you and must be very tiring work.
Arduous.
And you must be feeling overwhelmed and exhausted.
Yeah, and that's why we're here.
To help you make some decisions.
Decisions, both practical and financial, Dad, they need to be made.
You need to get some help now.
Yeah, you're still a vibrant man.
At least a few good years left.
Yeah, grandchildren, for God's sakes.
And you need to get some help.
Well, yeah, you need to get Mom on a list. Will you promise us that this will be done?
You are putting your own health at jeopardy.
I will consider all options.
Okay, good, but what is that supposed to mean?
Well, it means I'll consider all options. And that includes the potential for choosing my own hour of departure.
What?
With dignity and complete freedom of choice. And it also means I will investigate the local nursing homes in earnest, that I will have her evaluated and placed on a waiting list for the time being.
Good. Okay, then it's settled.
Yes, okay.
There is one other thing. My own final arrangements. Mine. Now, the day will come. It's going to happen. But, insurance information, telephone numbers, and there will be no melodramatic scattering of ashes.
Well, I do want some ashes to put in a locket.
Absolutely not.
Why not? What do you care? You'll be dead. How come I can't have a freaking teaspoon of your ashes?
It's macabre.
Oh, come on. Even in death, you deny me a few meager ashes of your soul.
Okay, let her have some of your ashes. Let her have some of the charred remains of your blackened soul, you cruel old goat.
No. Grow up, the both of you.
Dad.
I appear to be the only one of sound mind here, and as such I have a pressing philosophical debate raging in my head. I'm counting on you to hear me out. I need that. I will not be deified and carried about in an amulet, for God's sake, the very thought of it. Your mother could be in at any moment. Now, pay attention.
She can't understand a single thing we say.
A little respect, Louise. Everything is in order. The lawyers, accountants, and a list beside them, everything is there. Anna, you are the executrix of the will and of the estate. I'll cut to the chase. Your mother and I have lived a frugal life. All debts are paid off. Our pensions are completely excellent. All spare money has been going into investments for years. We wanted you to be better off than we were, and for the grandchildren.
Okay, this is making me feel really uncomfortable.
Well, how much are we talking?
Anna!
And quite frankly, now that I come to think of it, the thought of committing your mother to a home, watching her degenerate into a catatonic state, cared for by strangers, feeding her, bathing her, cleaning her shitty diapers, brushing her hair, I owe her more than that.
So what will you do?
Well, I haven't forgotten what you said about the helium, Louise.
Louise?
Okay, now, I was being glib. It was something an RN told me.
Then there was a story about a French couple, 86 years old. They booked into a hotel on the left bank, and they were found by room service the next morning. They'd arranged that so that their bodies would be found. There they were, laying in the bed, holding hands, dead.
You're serious about this? That is completely illegal.
Well, there are some things that are illegal that shouldn't be.
Yes, it's a viable option.
But so is getting Mom on a waiting list and having some home care workers into the house to help you out.
And what for? And for how long? You said yourself it was a degenerative disease. It isn't going to get any better. Put her in a home? Why? It's the last thing she wanted, the very last thing. She saw her mother become addled with dementia, only to die in a nursing home for the mentally insane. She made me promise.
But Dad, it's different nowadays. They have places that specialize in Alzheimer's treatment.
Don't you hear what I said? She made me promise a gentle death. Look, isn't my liberty being limited by that of others? What law prevents a person who has no responsibilities, who's worked all the years he or she ever wanted, and then carried out social services? What law forces such a person into cruel practices when they want to leave life peacefully? You put an old dog, you don't hesitate to put an old dog out of its misery, yet you'd allow your mother that indignity. For what purpose?
Oh, you're insane! This is insane! My mother's not a dog! And you're telling us stories about old people and suicide pacts? Okay, Dad, you just need to have someone come in and help you out a few hours a week. You could go bowling or shopping or meet up with some old friends for coffee at the mall.
Friends.
Once Mom goes, the casseroles are going to start flying through the door. Just wait and see. You will be the most eligible bachelor this side of the Rocky Mountains. Who knows? Maybe you'll even have a winter romance. Just stop all this talk about right to die. It is such a selfish notion. You have children. And on top of everything else, you give me this to have to worry about? Okay, you do not have the right to die, nor do you have the right to take Mom with you. We're a family. We don't go about offing each other or ourselves just because of some philosophical whim. I forbid it. I would rather have you declared insane. And as executrix of your estate, I will not hesitate to take things into my own hands. Is that clear?
You can hire a piper. There wouldn't be a dry eye in the house.
Did you have a nice nap? Everyone else is still sleeping, it seems.
I had a dream about my mother.
The hospital dream.
Yeah, the same one. I couldn't get to her. I got tangled in all the tubes. My father just stood there, watching me struggle, watching her die. She didn't deserve to go like that. No more than your mother deserves this.
I love you, Dad.
I'm sorry,
Oh, no, it's all right. I know. It's, hey, just in time. I need a few things for dinner. You want to come to the store with me?
Yeah, sure. I'll get my purse.
Yeah, there you go, purse. Yeah. You spending your money on food?
Thanks, Dad. We won't be long.
Helen, you must stop sneaking up on me. You'll give me a coronary. Why are you wearing your winter coat? Oh, my love. No. No. Look, there. Look. No, we can. No. There. See? There. That's better. Oh, Helen, what have you done? Oh, come on.
What?
No, this, we don't need this.
No.
Louis, no. You, no. Come on.
No.
Here we go. There we are. That wasn't so bad. Yeah. Come. You don't need all that stuff. Helen!
Okay, what's going on here? Mom, I come back for you. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go? Oh my God! Shut up, Anna. Okay, Mom's just confused. You're just confused, Mom. Hey, let's get the rest of these warm things off you here. Look at this. And then we can have a nap before we go? You don't want to be tired when you get there, do you? That's no fun. It's no fun. It's okay. It's okay, sweetie.
She'd never done that before. Oh, she was like a wild animal. There wasn't a glimmer of recognition in her eye.
Dad, this is serious.
She's just confused. It's different when it's just the two of us.
Someone could have been hurt.
Yeah, but they weren't.
This time.
Lou, something must have happened. She's never done this before. Something must have set her off. She hasn't got an aggressive bone in her body. She's as meek as a kitten. I mean, she's a bit stubborn, but that's just a German-Scottish heritage.
No.
Her mother had the temper. Oh,
Stop.
No, when I remember when I went to call for your mother on a date. This was in the early years of our courtship.
Dad, do you have any concept of what is happening here?
Of course I bloody do.
No, this puts us in an untenable situation.
I think you're overreacting. I mean, she is tired. She's out of her routine. She's confused.
Confused? The synapses aren't firing.
You're not making this easy on me. On us.
Shut up, Anna.
Stop telling me to shut up. They're my parents too. I worry.
Oh, you worry. You worry that the old folks might cause you some embarrassment. You worry that you might be inconvenienced.
That is not fair. I come every year.
Oh, for 4 or 5 days and you can
Girls.
barely stand it.
Oh, I have 2 small children at home.
We have 2 small children here.
That's it.
Don't move.
You know, I resent.
You resent what? Your idyllic childhood? I've been looking after these 2 since I could walk.
You have not.
Oh, one of my first memories is of the day you left Mom. I remember the house. I remember the rooms. I remember what people were wearing. I remember the fight. I remember the shouting, the screaming, the tears, the door slamming. I remember her throwing herself down on the bed and sobbing for hours. And me, I remember me. I was patting her on the back saying, Mommy, it'll be okay. I was 3.
You are such a drama queen.
Yes. And for the next year and a half, Mom and I lived with relatives. Anybody who could spare a room or a couch. And where were you? I don't know, having a gay old time, off traipsing across the country with your army buddies, reliving the glory days. You abandoned us.
I came back.
You left.
I did not.
I was there.
Then you remembered it wrong.
Oh, have I?
We were kids. I got drunk that night, and probably the next night too. And when I came back, you and your mother were gone. It was Helen who left home, not me.
Braised lamb and some potatoes with roasted garlic and parsley and parmesan, and some greens here with cucumbers and cherry tomatoes, and of course some asparagus spears. Asparagus.
Everything aches. My back, my shoulder, my foot.
This all looks delicious. I am starving.
Take a Tylenol. Corn? I shaved it off the ears myself. I think it's so much nicer that way, don't you?
I did. It constipates me. I hate being bunged out. It's really uncomfortable.
Well, perhaps some prunes. It's not an appropriate topic for the dinner table, Dad.
How about some lovely julienne carrots?
No, love, I love you.
Oh, I love you too, Mom.
She says that to everyone, don't you, Helen?
Oh boy.
There is much prettier cut this way, isn't it? The Japanese cut them this way to increase the yin of the vegetable, or the thicker for more yang.
Yeah, well, that only means something if you're Japanese.
I didn't realize we were averse to knowledge in this household.
We aren't. We are averse to pretension.
By all means, let's go back to talking about your bowel movements.
Or I'm leaving in an hour. Do you think you guys could call a brief armistice?
Certainly.
Of course.
mint sauce or jelly? And would you like some bread? Rosemary loaf. I know how you like your bread.
Mid sauce, please. That was very thoughtful of you.
This has been a very interesting visit. Necessary.
I wish we could stay longer, Dad.
But now that it's decided, you'll have some reprieve. A healthcare worker will be over to evaluate Mum on Tuesday. Madame Robillard, she got her a doctor too. No small feat. At least now I don't have to worry. I feel so much better about leaving, knowing that you've taken steps.
Well, I don't have to accept any services that I don't want, and it won't hurt to have your mother on the waiting list. What time's your flight?
Oh, cab will be here in 45 minutes, and I still have to check in.
I don't know why you won't let me drive you. That Cadillac is one sweet ride.
Well, it's easier to say goodbye to everyone here rather than drag you out to the airport.
And besides, you get to drive me tomorrow. That'll probably traumatize you, and it'll traumatize me. Oh, that place has changed so much, even the cabbies don't know what's going on. Fortunately for us, that caddy in the garage is a tank.
Such a fear of death.
No, not of death. Being crippled, paralyzed, stuck in a wheelchair for the rest of my days, no thanks.
Oh God, what is wrong with you two? That is not going to happen. There are worse things that could happen. Worse things that do happen. And people get on. They live their lives. They achieve great things even. There is value in all life.
For who?
It's the circle of life. We take care of each other. You're born, our parents nurture us, we become adults, we try to raise our own families, make a contribution, and then we get old. It's the duty of family, a blessing and an honor to care for one's parents. Make them comfortable. Venerate them in their old age. That's just the way it works.
What about suffering?
There's antidepressants, pain pills, programs, services.
Oh, it sounds like a pain in the ass.
Doesn't have to be.
All I know is if I'm ever diagnosed with dementia, you have my permission to hook me up to a THC drip. All the research I've read indicates that cannabis helps prevent Alzheimer's. Time magazine did an article on it a couple of years ago.
Well, there's a lot of research out there.
Yes, there is, Anna. Do you read any of it, or are you just a shill for Big Pharma?
Oh, I get it. Because I stupidly believe that a person ought to retire to a nice facility, and I stupidly suggested a few doctor-prescribed remedies, then in all my boundless stupidity, I must be nothing more than a brainless sheep. Is that it?
You're not stupid. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to imply that. It's just that there is such a thing as cannabinoid deficiency, and if there was ever a candidate...
I don't need to smoke pot.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Hope you have a nice home picked out. Dessert?
I do. And I'm looking forward to it. And Dad will also be in a nice home when the time comes.
That would make you happy, would it, Anna?
Dad.
Cut your old man some slack, eh? Hey, they went fast. You're going to have to bake us some more of these cannabis cookies, Louise.
Okay.
Okay. All right, what's next? Hash brownies?
Oh, would you, Lou?
I won't hurt them.
It calms me, it helps me relax, and your mother gets a good night's sleep.
I've been sending them care packages every now and then.
I see.
I'm not a nursing home kind of a guy, Anna. Your mother and I have paid our dues. What she got from this, she never deserved that. It breaks my heart, it breaks my heart. Look, I promise we get her on the waiting list, and I am a man of my word. I don't want you to worry about us. We've been looking after each other for 60 years. Yeah. She was 19 when we met. Oh, she was something else in those days. Breathtakingly beautiful. She couldn't boil water, but I didn't care. No one ever turned me on like your mum.
Okay, is your cab going to be here soon?
Yes, I should get ready.
Where is your mother?
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, sweetie.
Oh.
It's okay. Let's go get you some help. It's okay.
What will we do today, Helen? What will we do today? Saint Cinnamon for cafe mocha? Yeah, you like that, don't you? Your cafe mocha. Hey, squeeze there now. Oop. Alright. In she goes. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. That's it. Good. There. You saucy thing. Yeah, you like that, don't you? Your cafe mocha. Let's have a look. We need some milk and juice. How about a little music then, huh? Hmm? Ah, do you remember that? Helen, do you remember that? That's our first dance. Christmas Eve at the YMCA. You were wearing that sapphire blue satin gown. It took you 3 weeks to make and 3 months of secretarial salary to pay for. Remember that, Helen, eh? Remember that? This is where you tell me just how handsome and dashing I look in my uniform. And how, once you had laid those beautiful blue eyes of yours on me, you never had eyes for another. Remember that, Helen? Helen? Helen. The sweetest 2 syllables in the world. 60 years. Oh. Why you ever stayed with me, I'll never know. It wasn't always easy. I wasn't always a treat to live with, but I'm glad you did. And all in all, it was a good life. Absurd, yes. Pointless? I'm not so sure. But you stuck with me through thick and thin. There was a lot of thin in the early days, eh? I wasn't always kind. I drank too much and too often. I left you alone so many nights. I had such a chip on my shoulder. Louise took the brunt of it. Anna had it better. She pretty much stuck with you. We all grew up. I want you to know I always loved you, Helen. Always. Oh yes, even then, especially then. Life is hard. Suffering guaranteed. And here we are. Just a couple of kids trapped inside these miserable old bodies. Tired old bodies and plaque-addled minds that betray us anew each and every day. Did you have a bucket list, Helen? Seems the trend these days to have a bucket list. You don't know what it is, do you? I'll tell you, it's a list of all the things you want to do before you die. Like skydiving and bungee jumping and swimming with the dolphins. Ridiculous. I want to be able to just bend over and tie my shoelaces without putting my back out for a week. I want to be able to piss like a racehorse, sleep like a baby, or make love like we were 20 again. I'd do anything to have you. To have you back as you were. What are the things you wanted to do, Helen? Things you places you wanted to see. We never did get to Paris, or London, or even Disneyland for that matter. Oh, thank God for small mercies. I so would have loved to stroll along the left bank with you under the moonlight. My love.